गुरु विष्णु गुरु देवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात परम ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। राम 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 विष्णु विष्णु विष्णु। All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we will start our lecture with a concept known as the Saptashalaka Chakra, and we will tell you how do we create this chakra. So the topic is the Sapta Shalaka Sapta Shalaka Chakra. So how do you create this Saptashalaka Chakra? You have to make 7 horizontal lines and 7 vertical lines to give the placement of the nakshatra. So let me see how we can create them. So yeah, 1. So 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Okay. So similarly, we will also do the 7 vertical lines. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one, 7. Okay. Now this is north. Wait, I think I've still taken the line only. 1 second. Go there, draw. Okay. So on the top we have north. Here is the south. This is the west. And this is the east. Okay, so the corner, this corner is the northeast. This is southeast. This is southwest. And this is northwest. So ladies and gentlemen, this Padhati that we have, it starts from the northeast. And the Padhati is known as the Kritikadi Padhati. So Kritika is the nakshatra that begins this Padhati from the northeast. because in the Ishan corner, we have Mahadev, we have Shiva, and the planet that represents Shiva is Surya. Always remember, Ma Parvati is Chandra, and Jupiter carries the energy of Mahadev. Okay, so the planet which represents, if you want to do the darshans of Shiva every day in the morning, just do the darshans of the rising Surya, जिसको आप देख सको. So Surya at very early in the morning, right now 6:30, quarter to 7, 7 o'clock, you have sunrise because of winters here in India, in North India. So if you want to see Sakshat Mahadev every day in the morning, आप सूर्य महाराज के दर्शन किया करो. सूर्य is the साक्षात महादेवा. Remember this, right? And on the day of Purnima, if you want to see Sakshat Parvati, it's the Chandra. Okay, so she is there. I mean, it's not that they are, Surya becomes Mahadev, but Surya becomes Ansh of Mahadev, a very small Ansh of Mahadev. Right? Mahadev is very, very large. This is what I also teach in Shiv Mahapuran. राइट, माता पिता. सो जिनका इस दुनिया में कोई नहीं होता, या जिनके माता पिता होते भी हैं लेकिन उसके बाद भी दे आर लुकिंग फॉर अ सर्वश्रेष्ठ, द हाईएस्ट लेवल ऑफ फादर एंड मदर, इट्स द सन एंड द मून. Always remember this. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this Padati is Kritikadi Padati, Sapta Shalaka Chakra. Why are we making this Salpa Chakra, Shalaka Chakra? Is to understand that what planet can be very, very difficult for us under a given condition. That's the idea behind creating this chakra. So on the east, exactly in the northeast, we start with the first nakshatra writing known as Kritika. So we'll write here Kritika in the first line. The second line, then we take the order, move on to Rohini. After Rohini, we have Mrigasira. Mrigasira. Then we have Ardra. We have Punarvasu. This gives you a derivation of the Vedha nakshatra. A nakshatra that has ability to cause death. Okay, Punarvasu. Then we have Pushya. We are writing it in the order, starting from northeast. And then we have Ashalesha, because the Karaka of longevity is Mahadev. He is the destructor and he starts from Surya. However, you can calculate longevity from Chandra. That's a different story. But Ashalesha, and then what will be Ashalesha? You will have to write here Magha. So you can write Magha here. This is Magha. And then we have P Falguni. Okay, Purva Falguni. Then you have obviously Uttra Falguni. And then you have Hasta. That's Hasta here. Then we have Chitra. Then we have Swati. And then we have Vishakha. We have Anuradha. We have Jyeshtha. We have Moola. Puravashada. Uttarashada. And there's one very important thing here, that in this nakshatra based system, it is a 28 nakshatra. We're not even missing one. We also take Abhijit. So Abhijit lies in the Capricorn. So we take Abhijit as well. After Uttarashada, we take Abhijit nakshatra. And the last here is the Shravana. And then obviously one second. So here after Shravana, we'll have
Sir, there are only six nakshatra you have written in the horizontal way, sir. One more will be added, sir.
where?
Okay, okay, sir. Yes, yes. Now it's fine, sir. Okay.
Okay.
No, no, sir. It's fine. Okay.
Okay. So we have Dhanishta. This is Dhanishta. And then we have Shatabisha. Shata. And I think we should write it other way down. Wait. Okay. Then is Satabisha. We have Purva Bhadra. Purva Bhadra. We have Uttra Bhadra. We have Revati. We have Ashwini. And then we have Bharani. So, when you've made this table, ladies and gentlemen, whatever is your Janma Nakshatra, whatever is your Janma Nakshatra, the nakshatra which is exactly opposite to your Janma Nakshatra is your Veda Nakshatra. So, if I'm born in Anuradha, so my Veda Nakshatra is Ashalesha. If you're born in Jyeshtha, your Veda Nakshatra is Pushya. If you're born in Rohini, your Veda Nakshatra is Abhijit. If you are born in Shravana, your nakshatra is Kritika. If you are born in Dhanishta, your Veda nakshatra is Vishakha. If you are born in Satabisha, your Veda nakshatra is Swati. If you are born in the Purva Bhadrapada, okay, your Veda nakshatra is going to be Chitra. So Veda nakshatra, the principle is associated with sun, Surya. It started with Kritikadi concept. It started with northeast, the Ishana Kona, and it starts with Surya. So what is the principle? The principle says, and this is again a principle which is a transit-based principle. Again, it is a transit-based principle, as I repeated yesterday also. This Sapta Shalaka Chakra is used to understand certain transits of sun, primarily of Surya. So if Surya transits, sun transits in your Veda nakshatra from your Janma nakshatra, obviously. So what is the Veda of your Janam nakshatra? In the table which is opposite to the Janma nakshatra is the Veda nakshatra. Whenever sun is transiting or whenever sun is present in the Veda nakshatra in your horoscope, there is always problems with the longevity. मान लीजिए आपके घर में कोई बच्चा पैदा हो गया, if the child is born with sun in the Veda nakshatra is the nakshatra opposite in this table to the Janam nakshatra of the child. So मान लीजिए sun is born in the Puravashada nakshatra and the Surya, the sun at the time of his birth was in the Adra nakshatra. It is always fear of longevity. On the same time, if someone is really sick and in a problematic situation, Surya transiting in the Veda nakshatra, this is the calculation of the Veda. Veda matlab vad karna. Veda means it can give you death. Vadha or Veda. So all these nakshatras are Veda to each other that are opposite to each other. For an example, Shravana is Veda to Kritika and Kritika is Veda to Shravana. So if you are born in the Kritika nakshatra, your moon is in the Kritika nakshatra and sun is transiting Shravana, it can cause Veda to you. It can cause these situations where you have danger of life. So whenever you are traveling or whenever you're doing any adventurous activity or whenever you're doing any activity which involves life risk, for like bungee jumping or I'm doing a jump from a plane, you must check that your sun is not transiting in the Veda nakshatra. There will be danger to the life. And this is confirmed. Now the principle number 2 is this is confirmed. The danger of the life is confirmed if you have involvement of Rahu, Ketu, Saturn and Mars with sun. If during that day you have Rahu with the sun in your Veda nakshatra, or you have Ketu with the sun in your Veda nakshatra, or you have Shani with the sun in the Veda nakshatra, you have Mars with the sun, that will give you a stamp that there can be a death. There can be a mrityu. You got to be careful, right? And this is during the transit. But if at the time of the birth we have Rahu and Sun in the Veda Nakshatra, then you will get death-like situations whole life in your business, work, job, everything. Guruji, this is based on the transit of the sun only. We need to see the moon as well. Please listen to me carefully what I am saying. You are calculating this from your Janma Nakshatra. So you are calculating this from your Janma Nakshatra. Don't you think the moon is involved? What did I say? Please listen to me carefully before you ask the question. I have already clarified this. Obviously, this is a relative motion of the sun from the moon, from your Janma Nakshatra. Now, if you talk about the present moon, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that this calculation is based on the Janma Nakshatra. The Nakshatra which is exactly opposite to your Janma Nakshatra is the Veda Nakshatra, and the transit of Surya or malefics in the Veda Nakshatra can lead to dangers of life, can lead to major problems of life. You have to understand this thing. This is when you calculate that, look, I'm in my Veda Nakshatra today and sun is transiting, so let's avoid travel. Should not travel. If there is not an accident, but then it can give you such, problems in life, which is like Mrityu experience, death-like experiences can come from the transit, because you see your Atma is associated with Surya. Mahadev is associated with Surya. You got to be very, very careful, with respect to this. This is principle number 1 about the sun. The principle number 2 is about malefics in the Veda Nakshatra. So suppose you have Rahu in the Veda Nakshatra. Rahu has highest ability to cause death, Rahu and Saturn. So out of these malefics, Rahu and Saturn are very, very powerful malefics. Extremely powerful malefics. Because both of them are Naisargik Badak Graha as well. The natural Badak in anybody's chart is Rahu and Saturn. Anybody, be it a Saturn Lagnesh also. Natural Badak. Whenever Rahu and Saturn are involved, you will get some very, very tricky experiences, which you can say good and bad both, but most of the time they can be bad. For an example, Rahu giving you tons of money, you get overconfidence and you lose all your money in gambling or further investing in the business or something like that. That's what the capability of Rahu is. It'll give you profit during half of the day in your share market. You get carried away, you said more. Today is my day. By end of the day, you lose and you are in the minus. That's the nature of Rahu. And Shani, if starts giving you a bad time, a hard time, Saturn will continue it for the long, long time. Whenever Saturn and Sun are together in your Veda Nakshatra and Sun is transiting, you see, Sun would be in your Veda Nakshatra for like how much? I mean, it can be there for good 5-7 days. What will happen? What will happen those days if Sun and Saturn are there? It can give you long-term illnesses. You will be hospitalized and you will be dying every day, almost dying every day. Almost you will feel death-like experience. And if by chance you have Mars coming there, you may bleed and your bleeding will not stop. You may have surgery and that surgery may go unsuccessful. You have to go for another surgery. If you have Ketu there's always fear of bacterial infection. Infections related to pus. You get the pus. Ketu can also give you dog bites. Ketu can give you situations like, you have that malaria or dengue, such situations, death-like situations. You got to be very, very careful with this nakshatra. So whenever I have this sun transiting in Ashalesha, or I have any malefics transiting in Ashalesha, it is very, very difficult situation. But on opposite to it, if you have a benefic with the sun, for an example, you get Mercury with the sun, or you get Venus with the sun, or get Moon with the sun, the impact will be reduced. That is point number 3. Write down that if you have Venus with the sun, any Jupiter, especially Jupiter with the sun, Jupiter is the highest benefic graha. Then is the Venus, then is the Mercury, and then is the Moon. Like this is the kind of a hierarchy. Jupiter, then Venus, then Moon, and then Mercury, sorry. So they are benefics. If you have a benefic transiting simultaneously, साथ साथ ही, okay, in your Veda nakshatra, it will save you. It will not cause the death. But you got to be very careful with the transits of the malefics. Malefics are Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, Mars. These are the pure malefics. You got to be careful with it. On the same time, you know, there was something that the 19th nakshatra, as we were discussing yesterday, can give you anxiety and can give you a lot of stress. So which planet has ability to cause a lot of anxiety and stress when transiting your 19th nakshatra? Again, it is the Surya. Trust me, it is the Surya. So whenever sun is transiting, obviously moon can also give you this, but on the same time, whenever sun is transiting in the 19th nakshatra from your Janam nakshatra, will have ability to give you lot of stress and tension, lot of mental turmoils. Now this is not connected to the Sapta Shalka Chakra. Sapta Shalka Chakra, I have given you the principle. So starting from the northeast, the Surya is involved. The Surya, transiting in your Veda nakshatra can give you death-like situations. Apprehensions of death can be seen when sun is transiting in the Veda. But if we have lot of malefics, we have Rahu, Mars, and Sun, all 3 in your Veda nakshatra, it has ability to give you actual death. Can give you death. If you are in a death-like situation, the chances of survival is very less until and unless you get an intervention of the benefic graha like Jupiter or maybe Venus. These grahas have ability to save, because Jupiter and Venus, both of them are extremely powerful grahas. Similarly, the 10th nakshatra from your Janam nakshatra is also known as the Karkamsha nakshatra. कर्म का नक्षत्र होता है, कर्मा नक्षत्र और कामशा और दी कर्मक्षा नक्षत्र और कर्मा नक्षत्र in a very simple language. So if you have sun transiting in the from the 10th nakshatra, sun is transiting in the 10th nakshatra from the Janma nakshatra, this can give you a lot of loss of the wealth. Okay, this can give you loss of the wealth during its transit. So ये बात याद रखिएगा. So what all nakshatras are now dangerous and complicated, as discussed yesterday? The 18th nakshatra will not let you, go ahead in life. And we discussed a lot about the 18th nakshatra and the transit of the moon in the 18th nakshatra. We were talking about those days are very, very critical. And now we're talking about the 19th. So sun transit in the 19th nakshatra will give you tons of anxiety and fear. Specifically the transit of Surya, along with obviously the moon, but then definitely the 19th nakshatra. I want to clarify one thing to you, each one of you here. You see, Sun and Jupiter are technically the grahas that can give you certain conditions that are uncontrollable. You will not be able to control, certain conditions in your life, specifically when death is involved. Surya is playing a very, very dramatic role there. Very, very dramatic role. Right? Because Surya is a lord of a very short nakshatra known as the Kritika nakshatra. Right? Very, very short nakshatra. So Kritika, you got to be very, very careful with that respect. You understand what I'm saying? So sun, whenever is in such nakshatras where it is Veda, you got to be very, very careful, ladies and gentlemen. I have seen sun causing death in many circumstances. The opposite to the Janam nakshatra means, Ankita, aap keh rahe ho ki that is the Veda nakshatra that you're talking about, based on the Sapta Shalaka Chakra. Yeah, so you have any malefic, it is again give you death-like situation. It is going to give you situations that are unbearable. And if there are two malefics, strong malefics, it can even give you a death. Just give me a second, please. So that is going to give you problematic situations. Guruji, malefic means in our natal chart or any malefic sits in the Veda, not based on the natal chart, but malefics in general. I'm talking about the Naisargic malefics. So what are the Naisargic malefic graha? Rahu, Ketu, Shani, Mangal, and also Surya is also malefic only. Surya is not, because Surya has ego, Surya has unapproachable, and Surya represents Shiva. So Shiva has both, the Sattva as well as the Tamas. A lot of Tamas is there in the Surya as well. Right? So you cannot say that Surya is a benefic graha. Benefic, highest level of benefic is coming from Jupiter. And then Venus, and then you have Moon. And a lot of people consider Mercury also malefic, but in Kali Yuga, I consider that at least Mercury has capability to give you wealth, right? So Mercury give you lots of confidence, okay? And this is again, yes, I said that this is based on the transit because it is most effective in the transit because these principles revolve around transits. Nakshatra has a lot of application when it comes to the transit, okay? Because nakshatra is like those powerhouses which are permanently giving you the energy, okay? For an example, what is the meaning of a transit? If you see, a socket at your home, the socket is 24/7 giving the electricity, right? But when you put the plug in, then only, the things start working or the equipment start working. Otherwise, like nakshatra in your chart is 24/7 giving the energy, but then when is the circuit completed? When the plug goes inside the socket. That means when a planet travels, on that particular nakshatra, it activates it. But if that at the time of birth it is happening, for an example, you're looking at the natal chart, right? So the electricity means that pain is coming whole your life, but when there will be a transit over that nakshatra again, it will re-enhance it. It will create a short circuit. For an example, if there's a plug there, you put another, wire inside, there can be a short circuit. It will enhance the energy. You see that at times we used to wrap up some cable in the plug and put it inside, and then at times it used to work, at times it used to give a short circuit. So that is what happens. Nakshatras, the major role of the nakshatras in the Jyotisha is based on the transits. Because whenever I do a transit video, I always say that, you got to be careful whether, the nakshatra is what in the Navatara, is it friendly or not? You have to check whether, it is the 18th nakshatra in which, that malefic is transiting. It will give you tons and tons of problem, right? Jyeshtha nakshatra, Jyeshtha, Anuradha, Vishakha. Right now the sun is transiting Jyeshtha, Anuradha, Vishakha. Yeah, absolutely. So, you've got to be careful. So if it is transiting in Jyeshtha, Anuradha and Vishakha, so, you got to be careful. What all people are to be careful? Right? People with the Pushya as a Janma Nakshatra, okay? And people with Ashlesha Janam Nakshatra and people with Dhanishta Janam Nakshatra, they cause very, very difficult situations, okay? Because, yeah, right now Sun and Mars both in the Jyeshtha. Yeah, so specifically for Pushya Janam Nakshatra, it was a difficult period. You got to be careful. Anyone we have as a Pushya as a Janam Nakshatra? Anyone who has Pushya as a Janam Nakshatra?
Yes,
Hina,
Guruji, it's mine.
how's your health?
I'm okay, but I'm a bit cautious.
Yeah, you got to be conscious. You got to be conscious with your work, with any adventurous activity. Don't travel unnecessarily, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Kalpana, you got to be careful, right? How's your health, Kalpana?
All good, Guruji. Everything's good.
You're doing your Gayatris, keep doing your Gayatris, but when you're driving or when you're riding or when you're running, jogging, gymming or something like that, be very, very, when you're, stepping the stairs, you got to be very, very careful, okay?
Yes, I will. I've actually started doing Aditya Rhythm 12 times every day. It was just an intuitive thing. So,
Oh, see? So you're getting
So
the
I-
blessings of Surya. You've already managed it. This is again your good karma, bhagya.
yeah, this was actually started during debilitated, when Sun was in debilitation. And then started doing this 3 times. And then somehow I felt I need to do 12 times. And I've been doing it since then. And the bhakti has just been growing towards Surya.
Yeah, so that means that you will have moon transiting in your Veda nakshatra, which is not very severe. इसको हम जैसे अभी सबसे पहले किसी ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि हम मून भी देखेंगे, हम जन्म नक्षत्र से देख रहे हैं तो चंद्रमा इन्वॉल्व है. Now I said keep moon in the parking lot. I'm not talking about moon as of now. Sun is more severe because sun can give you death.
Okay.
It happens, once a year for everyone, no? It is
Yes.
your karma, it is your longevity, it is the Mahamrityunjaya, your Gayatris that you do, right? With that saves you.
And Shiv Mahapuran.
The Shiv Mahapuran will save you.
Yes. I feel that has transformed tremendously.
I think every student who is doing Shiv Mahapuran has got major transformation, for sure. A major
Yes.
transformation in his or life. I can guarantee that. And it
And
is
now
only the blessing of Mahadev. Only Mahadev will allow few of you to attend Shiv Mahapuran classes, not everyone. He will not allow because the karmas have not come. Yeah, you're saying something, Kalpana ji?
yeah, the Sri Rudram has again, taken it to another level. So I feel right now it's like a mega protection army is working around me. So I feel like, safe. Like there's a kavach with the
Yeah.
Shiv Mahapurush. And intuitively also there is the guidance is coming. And then I've also started doing Hanuman Chalisa like 7 times every day. I don't know how it was. It was just like intuitive again. It's of course your blessings and guidance, and but the SMP Shiv Mahapuran is like another whole level. So thank you for
Ashirwad. Are you
Yeah.
coming for the Diksha in March?
Yes, 100%. I'm working on it, and we are working with Parulji and Vivekji to try to even go to Rameshwar and do a few.
So book
More
your tickets
Jyotirlings
and come for the Diksha in March. We all will be there. We'll give you Diksha there.
Yes, we're coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So now, if you can write down the Vedha Nakshatra transit of Malefics and Surya, and you have the table of the Vedha Nakshatras right in front of you, right? So the transit of Malefics in the Vedha Nakshatra, 2 or more Malefics are very, very dangerous. Rahu and Shani are the most dangerous ones. If you have Surya along with Rahu, or you have, Surya along with Saturn in the Vedha Nakshatra during the transit is extremely challenging and difficult. Surya in the Karma Nakshatra, which is 10th from your Janma Nakshatra, can give you loss of wealth. Surya in the 19th Nakshatra give you a lot of anxiety. Because 19th Nakshatra is like a Janma Nakshatra only. But it is the 19th Nakshatra and it has ability to give you a lot of anxiety whenever Sun goes there. Okay, Sun has that ability to create heat within the brain, within the mind, and cause a lot of anxiety. And when you do Aditya Hridaya Stotrams, when you do your Gayatris, when you do Shiv Mahapuran, Sri Rudram, you do Shiva Sahasranama, these things really take care of you. When you go to Shiva temple every day, this takes care of you. 10th Nakshatra, Janma Nakshatra, Rohini is Hasta Nakshatra. When Sun transit in Hasta Nakshatra, I gave me a huge losses. See, Ashish? So, whatever I say, it gets stamped. If you go back and look your combinations in your chart, you'll find out what I'm trying to teach you. You'll find out, you'll get losses. Don't give money to the person. Your friend comes and say, oh, give me some money, and your Sun is transiting in the Karma Nakshatra. The money is not going to come back. I must tell you, it is gone. You will lose friendship also. You will lose friendship also. Give me this money, give me that money. I want this, I want that. Don't do that. No, don't do that. You know that it is not his time which is bad. It is your time which is bad. You are going to lose it. It is your karma which is bad. Suddenly you get that inclination to invest a lot of money in the share market or something like that. Why? Because there is a yoga which is forming to give you loss. You got to be very, very careful with it. So you can write it on a piece of a paper and put it near your table like a reminder that you got to be careful. Write down the 10th Nakshatra from your Janma Nakshatra. Write down the 18th and the 19th Nakshatra from the Janma Nakshatra. Write down the name of the Vedha Nakshatra from your Janma Nakshatra. And any transit of malefics in these nakshatras or any transit of Surya in these nakshatras, just stop everything. Stop taking the risk. Permanent Oscar will cause death-like situations or presence of Surya only will cause. No, it will keep on causing death-like situations in life. It is permanently present. You have to do the remedy. You have to do like Kalpana said, she started doing Aditya Hridaya Stotram. You know, if it is Rahu, you got to be, you know, doing Vishnu mantras and Devi mantras. You know, so you got to find out what are the remedies of different planets. And then you have to find out Devi, Devata associated. You have to find out, you know, in the Navamsha what is happening. So these are these things you learn in Jyotish Bhushan in an advanced concept. But you know, here you first make your basis. Mars is my Veda and the Kundi. Do Hanuman Chalisa every day, or Narsing Aarti every single day. You know, it will reduce that you know, effect of Mars. Mars can only be taken care by Narsinga, you know, Narsing Aarti, right? Or by doing Narsing Kavacham every day, or you can do Hanuman Chalisa in the evening, lit a small lamp of desi ghee or a sesame seed oil in front of Hanumanji and do this Hanuman Chalisa 4 times, you know, and stand in front of Hanumanji, don't sit. So standing in front of Hanumanji, you read Hanuman Chalisa. Specifically, if you're getting problems, you know, for your health, then, you know, you're supposed to do Hanuman Bahuk, right? So Hanuman Bahuk will really take care of your health problems if the problems are related to health, right? So if you're getting major problems in health, it is Hanuman Bahuk. D9 is your, you know, is your base. Your D1 is basically standing on the D9. D9 is your prarabdha karma, to understand what good and bad karmas you have done in the past. Yesterday I was teaching the mapping of the D9 and students were astonished in the Jyotish Bhushan batch that how you know, this is mapping. I think Raghav, you were there in the D9 in the Jyotish Bhushan and the mapping, and I hope you can understand, you can tell something about Suchitra's question. What is the importance of D9?
Yes, Guruji, exactly. So it was a really good experience. So a lot to explore yet.
Absolutely, a lot to explore it. You know, it's not, yeah, Kalpana is saying it was awesome, you know, because, you know, D9 is why things are happening to you. There are 2 things in Jyotish: what is happening to you, and then there's something known as why it is happening to you, right? So a lot of people can predict what is happening, but a lot of people will not be able to answer why it is happening. You know, when you are really frustrated, you ask yourself, Guruji, why me? Why it is happening to me? So when you understand D9, you understand why it is happening to you. It justifies things to you. Okay, Suchitra. So why is answered from D9? What is answered from D1? What is in it for me in next 20 days is D1. But why it will happen to you in next 20 days is D9. So there's a difference between what and why. Okay. So once you have done this important nakshatras, the problematic situations, I would like you guys to practice it more and be conscious on these transits, on these nakshatras, and we will have a base now where we can start, you know, the Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika and all that, so that we'll learn exaltation and depletion, you know, and Rajas and Tamas when we are doing these nakshatras. So we will start in the coming classes, we'll start with Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, their padas and all that. And when you do this, the Rajasic, Tamas and everything, you know, will keep happening. Okay. So we'll cover a lot of important topics along with these 28 nakshatras side by side, which will give you a very, very strong base. You can put it, Chitra, what you can put this question about D9, because this is again off topic, put it in the group. Okay, because that's, I requested yesterday also that, you know, any off topic questions completely destroys, you know, the rhythm. Okay, so please don't put it here. You can put it in the group So we can, because at this point of time, I am in a flow of something else. I want you to not divert and jump to D9, D10, D60. I want you to just look at your transits, put these things. The biggest problem in Jyotish is the retainership. Now, how many of you really retain the fourth lecture, in the past from here, right? Because if you permanently put things in your brain, right, you have to focus on the topic that I'm teaching you. Otherwise, you will lose many things after 25 days, 30 days, 40 days, 50 days. That remembrance can only come if you don't confuse in a topic and if you don't jump to different topics. You just stay with the topic. Can we do the 10th nakshatra? Yeah, we can do the charity is always good. Prayers are always good. Always good. Whenever you have anxiety, taking a shower with Ganga Jal is very, very good. So if you have Ganga Jal, so whenever sun is transiting in the 19th nakshatra, taking shower twice or doing Gayatri mantra is very, very important. Any meditation, going to a temple, going to Jagannath temple, going to Vishnu temple is very, very good. Whenever sun is transiting in the 19th nakshatra, extremely good. Okay, doing